Hey kids, comics. Silver-haired Bronze Age babe here, yakking about her comic book collection, and today a story from the folks at Marvel Comics, The Fury of the Femizons. Yes, this is another video wherein I talk about how the comic book industry dealt with second wave feminism in the early 70s. So if you've had enough of that, and listen, you're not hurting my feelings, you can click out of this and catch me next time I talk about something else in my collection. But for those of you who are sticking around, I actually have a couple people to thank for this particular story. Dance Along the Edge and TheJacksonRoyKirk pointed me to this story a few weeks back when I was talking about an Avengers story that appeared around the same time, and so I immediately went and I found this copy of the story in Savage Tales, the third issue. Apparently this is a reprint of one that appeared in the first issue of Savage Tales, probably around 1970. Anyway, the story is by Stan Lee, and the art is by John Romita, and I have to tell you, I love the art in this. What I wouldn't give to get a page of the original art. I think it's just fantastic. The story, there's really nothing really new from a story standpoint. Feminists are angry, man-killing warmongers. In fact, here our heroine states her creed: I have been ever loyal to the United Sisterhood Alliance and to its creed of sexuality, solidarity, and superiority. This story also pulls actually from the romance genre as well, because she's not only is she an angry sword-wielding fighting machine, she's also super lonely. And to be delicate about it, she's love-starved. A slave who has been awarded to her kind of takes care of that for her. And then they have a backstory about why the Femizons are in charge, and she is like, oh my gosh, no wonder I've been feeling so bad. It just doesn't seem right that we were trying to kill little boys back when the Femizons took over, and a little happy sexy time, and suddenly the Femizon movement doesn't seem that great. Anyway, she is caught in a trap and has to kill her her hunky slave boy to prove that she's worthy of continuing on in the Femizons, and then hopefully carrying on to try to somehow beat down the Femizon movement. And what does she say here? Yeah, somewhere out there are the others, males like the men of old. It's like, really? I shall seek them, I shall find them, for now at last I know, when a man is but a slave, it is a woman who lives in bondage. So yeah, really nothing that dramatically different than in any of the other things I've talked about, but I guess what I kind of wanted to say is that I think it's finally dawning on me that there's kind of a heartbreaking through line that traces the comic industry's turn from an entertainment medium for all girls and boys into, kind of boys only need apply medium here. It's it kind of started in this era with the, feminists suck, and, to the women in refrigerators era. That was kind of the 80s and 90s, I think, when people started realizing that a lot of female characters got killed in the stories very quickly, and in ways that didn't match their male counterparts. But again, and also, from that era to the Me Too era, the evolution of this branch of the entertainment industry, and you see it stepping back, it's really obvious and kind of inevitable. There's, that it started out from a story standpoint, character standpoint, and has grown into the offices, the corporate offices of these entertainment companies, and how they treat their female employees. and what those folks are and what women are subjected to oftentimes. And luckily, many of those guys are out of job. But you know, again, when you step back, it makes sense, and it shows me that there's still so much to do. And I think having an appreciation of the historical trend line, like I say, for this particular industry is kind of useful, so that in the future, people who are can be a little more aware of what it is they're reading and seeing and taking in from an entertainment standpoint, and what does that really mean to us culturally as a whole. So there you have it. Just a few Femizons in love, thanks to the folks at Marvel. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time.